Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, entrepreneurs from across the 53 African countries. Welcome to the 2024 TEF Masterclass session. My name is Adora Okole. I'm the Entrepreneurship Programs Executive with the Tony Elumelu Foundation. With me on the call is Roland Foucault, our French translator. I'm sure everyone is familiar with him. And we are honored to have Obong Idion, the CEO of Health Technology Limited, as our facilitator to take us on leveraging technology for your business. So we urge everyone to get your notepad, listen with rapt attention because you're going to take a lot of learnings to apply to your business. So Foko, you have the floor to translate now. Then we hand over to Obong. Thank you, everyone.
Bonjour tout le monde et bienvenue une fois de plus à ce masterclass de la Fondation Tony Elumelu. Donc aujourd'hui, nous allons nous entretenir sur comment tirer parti de la technologie pour notre entreprise. Et pour nous guider, nous aurons aujourd'hui M. Obong, qui a une forte expérience dans le groupe IA Holding et qui maîtrise bien le sujet. Over to you.
Okay, good morning, everybody, and bonjour à toi. I think that's where it ends. Nice to be presenting and meeting with everybody. I'm just going to talk about leveraging technology for your business. I have made the slides very simple, very relatable, and just very direct to talk about how it relates to your business and how you can scale using technology.
Donc, aujourd'hui, nous allons nous entretenir effectivement sur comment tirer parti de la technologie pour améliorer notre entreprise. Donc, M. Obong va nous entretenir très directement avec des slides simples à comprendre et on espère que vous êtes bien installés.
Thanks. Looking at the table of contents, we're just going to cover a brief introduction to technology, digital presence. That means the entrepreneurs having an importance of having a digital presence. We'll talk about e-commerce, customer relationship management, data analytics, automation, cybersecurity, cloud computing, and emerging technologies. These are largely aspects that would enhance your business as you go forward.
Aujourd'hui, nous allons nous entretenir sur l'introduction de la technologie, votre présence en ligne digitale, le e-commerce, la gestion de la relation client, l'analyse des données, l'automation, la cybersécurité, le cloud computing dans le stockage en ligne, les technologies d'urgence et on va conclure.
So the first is introduction to technology. And technology means a lot to a lot of people. But simply, I look at it as an enabler of your business, meaning that technology can get your business to the next level.
Donc, la technologie est un ensemble de pratiques qui peut vous permettre d'atteindre tous vos objectifs, particulièrement dans le domaine industriel. Et vous devez pouvoir les maîtriser sur tous les aspects de l'application scientifique.
A lot of us have heard about Netflix. Some research showed that Netflix they make about 40% of their income revenue based on the films that are recommended. That means that with AI technology, Netflix is making more money because the more films you are recommended to you, the more you want to subscribe to the technology, to the Netflix.
Donc, les analyses montrent que 40% de l'audience de Netflix, des clients de Netflix, sont accros à Netflix parce qu'ils font confiance aux recommandations que Netflix leur fait. Ça veut dire quoi? Ça veut dire qu'à travers l'intelligence artificielle, Netflix réussit à captiver les les intérêts des personnes et leur recommande ce que ces personnes aiment. C'est pour ça qu'ils font confiance à ce que Netflix leur recommande.
And there's so many other businesses being driven by technology. Another example is Amazon, that where you have a complaint is AI from when you complain to when your complaint is processed to when you have a refund to when the ticket is closed. It is without any human intervention. And this has enabled them to serve hundreds of millions of people around the world.
L'autre exemple, c'est Amazon. Lorsque vous avez des plaintes, du moment où vous plaignez jusqu'à ce que votre plainte soit résolue, l'être humain n'intervient pas. C'est totalement l'intelligence artificielle, que ce soit la prise en compte de votre plainte, le traitement et la solution. Il n'y a pas de présence humaine. Et c'est ça qui permet que Amazon puisse faire des chiffres extraordinaires.
If you look at this picture now, one of them shows a hospital that does not really have a technology to drive their process. There's a long queue. People are tired of waiting. There's a lot of bottleneck. There's poor resolution. There's errors. And if you look at the right, where you see technology enhancing the process of the hospital, everybody's happy. Everything is automated. The doctor already has your record. Which do you think which hospital will you prefer to go to?
Donc, sur cette image, vous voyez deux hôpitaux. Un hôpital qui n'a pas de technologie et un autre hôpital à droite qui utilise les technologies. Dans le premier hôpital, vous voyez qu'il y a une longue queue. Il y a des gens qui sont malades et impatients. Il faut enregistrer les données à la main. Et puis l'ambiance est cyclique, mais pas vraiment extraordinaire. Alors qu'à droite, vous avez une autre entreprise où tout est totalement automatique. Vous voyez que la file d'attente, les gens ne mettent pas long dans les files d'attente, c'est très rapide. Il y a une utilisation peu intensive de la main-d'œuvre et le nombre d'erreurs est très limité, contrairement à l'autre hôpital où il y a beaucoup d'erreurs.
Thank you. And what I'm now going to try and do is now make your business that business of choice in terms of showing you simple tools and simple things that you can do to bring your business out, to make you more competitive. So on this slide now, it shows the importance of technology. We're going to talk about efficiency and productivity. You want to be efficient. The customer will go to the business that is the most efficient. Efficiency would save you cost. We'll talk about expanding your market reach. You don't want to only sell where you are. You want to sell to thousands or millions of people that are beyond your reach. Data, we talk a lot about data. What is it about this data? What are these insights that we want to see that will make us bring more innovation to the business? Cost reduction. How do you save money? Every business wants to save cost. How do you save cost that can now provide more competitiveness for you?
Donc, comme introduction, nous voulons vous montrer l'importance de la technologie. Tout commence par la mise en œuvre de l'efficacité et de la productivité. Et cela se passe à travers l'automatisation de tous les process et surtout la gestion des projets. Il y a aussi le fait que vos marchés soient vraiment illimités à travers le marketing digital et les plateformes de e-commerce. Donc, ce n'est plus où est-ce que vous vendez, mais c'est plutôt le nombre de personnes qui viennent acheter. Donc, on a aussi l'analyse des données et la prise de décision qui est faite à partir des desiderata des clients et surtout à partir des analyses fines qui sont faites par l'intelligence artificielle. Et enfin, il y a la réduction des coûts à travers l'hébergement en ligne et surtout à travers la maîtrise des outils.
Thank you very much. And there are also insights on improving customer experience. We're all here for the customer. And what I tell people, when you talk about the technology, when you talk about technology, I think the number one thing we need to think about is being customer-centric. Again, like I said earlier, technology is an enabler, but the main thing is how can you use these tools, use these systems, enhance your process so that you can meet the customer need, because that is the number one important aspect of why we go into business or what would keep us in business. How do we meet those customers' needs? And I think that I'm looking at things like customer experience, personalizing the experiences, innovation and competitive advantage. How do you stay ahead? And how do you develop products and services that would make your customer come back to you? How do you scale and grow despite the competition? We all want to beat competition, but what are these things that companies are using today? A lot of the businesses are small and medium-sized enterprises, but there are tools out there that can enhance your reach and spread, that can meet your service levels or make it enhance or increase your service levels, that can automate your processes, that can reduce your errors. And this is what would make your business more competitive to scale and grow, moving from a startup to an SME and maybe even to an enterprise level. And a lot of the companies that have done it today, we've heard of these stories, have done it, using the tools that are available today. We cannot build everything. There are a lot of tools that would help to create those efficiencies.
Les technologies permettent d'améliorer la relation ou l'expérience client à travers une personnalisation accrue au point où chaque client se sent vraiment unique et on prend soin de lui. Ce qui permet aussi, à travers tous les outils technologiques, une assistance 24 heures sur 24. Donc, il y a aussi l'amélioration des avantages compétitifs et surtout l'innovation, ce qui vous permet d'être toujours en avant-garde et de développer de plus en plus de produits qui correspondent aux expectatives de vos clients. Enfin, la technologie permet de gérer au mieux la croissance et surtout de mieux s'adapter aux besoins du marché.
Thank you. Okay, one of the things I'm going to talk about is the digital presence. Every single business needs to be out there for customers to see them, for customers to know that they exist. Whether you have a tailor shop, whether you're building applications or solutions, or whether you are in hospitality business, you need to ensure that your presence is out there. And there are two major tools for this. One is a website. Of course, the website, on the website, you have the content. What are you selling? What are you doing? What do you want the general public to know? You have your branding, your logo. What are you about? When the customers see you, what do they feel? With that, you can use email marketing and send to a whole lot of people that haven't even or would not necessarily have known about your business in your single location. There's the blog where you engage your audiences on the website, where you engage them and tell them about a lot of trends that are happening. There are videos you can use to show examples of what you're doing, your processes. There's social media, which is very key. And, and just joining and being able to push out or show your goods and services across the world. And then, so that web development is very important. Have you invested? It's good to think about investing in a web development. These days, there's do-it-yourself. It's not that hard. There are tools out there, but you need to just showcase your business beyond your single location. It's important that you have a digital presence online. So if someone goes to Google or search for, is it cloth making, ice block making, is it farming, is it produce, or whatever, your business has a chance of coming to their attention.
Les technologies vous permettent aussi d'améliorer votre présence en ligne. Et cette présence en ligne peut s'observer à travers les sites Internet et les réseaux sociaux. Les sites Internet vous permettent, par exemple, quelle que soit votre activité, tailleur, informaticien, transporteur, quelle que soit vraiment l'activité que vous faites et quel que soit l'endroit où vous vous trouvez, les technologies vous permettent d'avoir du contenu en ligne, de pouvoir mettre au devant vos marques, de pouvoir gérer le marketing, d'avoir des blocs qui permettent de captiver et de fidéliser votre audience et aussi Les technologies vous permettent d'avoir une présence sur les réseaux sociaux qui permet de gérer les interactivités avec votre audience et de pouvoir vraiment captiver le grand public et surtout mieux les gérer.
There's also the social media marketing. How do you highlight, how do you reach all your customers through the social media marketing? How do you highlight? Is it for Facebook? Is it Instagram? Is it LinkedIn? Is it Twitter? All of them have advertising platforms that you can use and reach the customers. You can actually even decide of which reach. Is it which region? Is it the demography you want to reach? Is it the age? Is it the gender you want to reach? So it's important that you have some knowledge about opening up these social media platforms, about content creation, because you also want to create content that would attract them to your page and be able to sell. You also want to look at the analytics and the scheduling of some of these ads to get and reach your customers at the right time. Because these are the things that enhance beyond your one location. You might not even have a business location. You might be doing it at home. But with these tools, you can expand that reach beyond not just your immediate vicinity, but even outside your country. So it's a good tool to invest in social media presence and paying for those ads to send out your goods and your services.
Oui, les réseaux sociaux ont une puissance que beaucoup ignorent et nous vous encourageons à y investir, que ce soit Twitter, que ce soit Facebook, que ce soit LinkedIn, que ce soit YouTube. Vous devez apprendre comment monétiser vos opérations sur ces réseaux sociaux parce qu'ils vous permettent de faire de la publicité et surtout d'avoir une démographie fine de tout ce que vous faites, de tout ce que vous voulez. Et c'est souvent très précis. Donc, on vous encourage à beaucoup communiquer sur les réseaux sociaux, surtout à sponsoriser vos liens parce que ce sont des outils qui ont montré leur efficacité. Et dès lors, quel que soit l'endroit où vous vous trouvez, vous pouvez avoir des entreprises, même si c'est depuis votre maison, tout se gère sur les réseaux sociaux et ça marche parfaitement bien.
And so just one more thing here, there's something they call SEO optimization. It's also so important that you use when in your ads or in setting up your website. It's also so important that you use keywords, they call them. When you use these keywords, they come up when people go on the search engine. It's called SEO, means search engine optimization. There are certain keywords you use, and it's so important to use those keywords so that if someone is searching for cocoa, for instance, if someone is searching for hairdresser, for instance, if someone is searching for salons, for instance, they come to your page, has a highly likelihood of coming on the search engine and recommending that to your business to the person that is searching. So search engine optimization, SEO, is an important tool that you can use to push the presence of your brand.
Il est aussi important de signaler le fait que vous pouvez optimiser les recherches dans les moteurs de recherche à travers, ça s'appelle le SEO. Donc, vous devez savoir que le plus important quand vous êtes en ligne, le plus important de votre présence digitale, ce sont certains mots-clés, les mots-clés qui permettent de vous identifier et qui facilitent les recherches quand vous avez des thématiques précises. Autant que les hashtags, par exemple, sur les réseaux sociaux. Ça permet que quand vous mettez ces mots-clés là où il faut dans vos communications, les gens, lorsqu'ils font des recherches, ils retombent directement sur vous de façon particulière. Donc, nous signalons qu'il est important pour vous de connaître la technologie, surtout les SEO, qui sont les outils d'optimisation des moteurs de recherche.
Okay, we've talked a lot about, I think, looking at the investment, normally when you think of a business, you want to invest in, people invest in the business plan, people invest in research and development, people invest in hiring and bringing in the right people to help them support, people invest in the raw materials or the capex, the capital requirements that you need for your business. It's also so important to invest in in your brand and in showcasing your business. And one of those places to invest in is the e-commerce sites. You know, it would be good, always good to have an online presence. Today, most of the when I'm on Instagram, most of the things I shop with, I mean, these days, when you think of something and you talk about something, you start seeing those recommendations on your timelines on your phone. So a lot of things I go and follow or research or make inquiries about is coming from Instagram and the like. But, you know, it's always good to have an online presence. As you're investing in R&D, as you're investing in people, as you're investing in the capital requirements for your business, it's so important that you invest in your brand and your presence, because it has to be before people. And one of those things is the online stuff. The good thing of what technology has done today, if you recall, my definition of technology is an enabler. You know, it's an enabler to reaching whatever goals you have. And for businesses, I believe every business wants to be, you know, profitable. I believe every business wants to, and to be profitable, you have to create value. And what's that value for? To give people that would pay or are willing to pay for that value. And I think that investing in an online storefront, so the technology has made it easy, where you have software as a service or platform as a service solutions. For instance, Shopify, you can just go there, pay a small amount of money and open an online storefront. You don't need to research. You don't need to invest in having 5 developers, software engineers to start building for you. Just go there, plug in, put your inventory, choose your logo, choose how you want your storefront is, and you already have that. Companies like Woo also does that. BigCommerce also does that. Just pay small subscription and have an online presence without having to think about the additional cost, operational cost of having building, getting software engineers, getting inventory and doing all that. You can tie on and you can subscribe to these online stores. It's so important that your presence is beyond your singular location.
La technologie est toute une nébuleuse et il est important pour vous de vous y investir et surtout d'avoir les boutiques en ligne. Aujourd'hui, les outils qui ont déjà été faits par d'autres compagnies, par d'autres sociétés, vous permettent d'optimiser votre présence. Vous n'avez pas besoin, par exemple, d'avoir des ingénieurs informaticiens ou de vous investir terriblement parce que vous avez des outils comme Shopify ou BigCommerce qui sont de grosses enseignes qui vous permettent de customiser vos propres boutiques en ligne, de mettre vos logos, de mettre vos slogans, de mettre tous vos stocks afin de pouvoir les gérer. Donc, vous devez comprendre qu'aujourd'hui, l'investissement n'est pas uniquement dans la recherche et développement, dans le recrutement de personnel, l'achat des machines, l'achat de tout ce qui est investissement ou bien matériel. Il faut aussi penser à vos boutiques en ligne et tout est facilité par la technologie.
Thank you. And also, in addition, of course, you need the payments gateway. You need the payment solution to be able to, when your clients visit your site, they're able to seamlessly pay, giving them options to pay. Is it by card? Is it by bank transfer? Is it by whatever means? It's also important that you integrate a payment solution to pay. So one-stop shop, you don't need to have an interface with the client. Come on your online store, choose what they want, and make a payment. And that's what, and because of the advancement of technology now, I remember in the past, in those days, when you want to integrate a payment gateway to your solution. First, there were not a lot of players in the industry across Africa. Today, we hear Stripe, we hear Flutterwave, and the like. And then it could take you 2 to 3 months to even, in some cases, integrate a payment. But now it's also almost plug and play. You get the APIs, you connect to your solution. Also so important that you take care of the ecosystem, or what I call the touch points for your customer. They view your goods, they come online, they pick what they want, they have the choices, and they're able to pay. And that interaction is what technology brings, making that interaction very seamless. People want things, the customer now wants things immediate, instant gratification. They want to go in there, they want to conclude the transaction, and they want to come out. And so the payment gateway has also helped to shorten or to create that complete life cycle of the customer's journey with us.
Bien évidemment, quand vous avez une boutique en ligne, il est important de procéder au paiement. Et vous avez plusieurs plateformes de paiement qui sont aujourd'hui vraiment plug and play, c'est-à-dire ce n'est plus fastidieux comme avant où il fallait prendre 3 à 6 mois pour développer une solution et avoir beaucoup de mots de tête lorsqu'il fallait les connecter à certaines plateformes. Donc aujourd'hui, tout est facilité. Vous avez Flutterwave, vous avez PayPal, Vogue, PayStart qui vous permettent instantanément d'intégrer dans vos boutiques en ligne, votre e-commerce, des solutions de paiement afin d'interagir avec vos clients.
Okay, just a quick recap. So what we've talked about is we talked about technology being an enabler. We talked about, so we're talking about your business having a digital presence. We talked about websites. We talked about able to make people come and see what you're trying to do on the website. We talk about social media, marketing and pushing what you're selling and those services so that you can reach more people. We've also talked about having online presence. So it gives you more advantage than just having one presence. It can be within your locality. You can push it out there. It can be people outside there coming. And then we also talked about the payment solutions so that you go end to end. And then in one interaction, the customer can come to your business, look at your business, see what you're doing, go online, pick what they want, and pay. And the next thing we'll now talk about is how do we now manage these customers, which is the customer relationship management. Recall, we're here for one thing, the business of serving the customers and providing value to them. So how do we manage these customers?
Bon, nous vous avons expliqué que la technologie, c'est toute une nébuleuse. On vous a montré comment vous pouvez optimiser votre présence en ligne à travers les sites Internet ou bien les réseaux sociaux, comment vous pouvez ouvrir votre boutique en ligne, comment il est important d'avoir des solutions de paiement. Donc maintenant, nous allons vous entretenir sur la gestion de la relation client qui permet d'intégrer tout le processus qu'on vous a expliqué depuis le début. Allons-y.
Thanks. I know, and so this is what we call, I know you've had different times, CRM, customer relationship management. Now, the importance of customer relationship management is that you want to improve your customer's experience. The more you improve your customer's experience, you retain that customer. And I'm sure we've seen all the data I've heard about where it is harder to get a new customer than to retain an existing customer. You spend more money going to attract and bring. We've talked about adverts. Remember, you put the adverts out, you go out for your marketing and sales, and you bring in the customer. You want to ensure that that customer is retained and is doing business every time. You know, you want to ensure that that customer stays with you. Now, to do that, you have to go and ensure that the customer feels a certain way when they interact with your business. Part of the thing is, how do you personalize interactions? I'm sure some of us sit down here and we see where some of the goods and the services we use, they reach out to us with our name. They know what we want. With technology now, you see even recommendations of what you liked. We talked about Netflix recommendations. If you watch this, you will probably like this. Or even online with Amazon, we see the recommendations they make. These are automated tools. The customer relationship management tool is a tool that you can also subscribe. We have from Salesforce, HubSpot, and Zoho. And you pay small amounts, and then you now have your customers' interactions on this tool. That means that it enables you improve those interactions. It enables you integrate every department and everybody knows what the customer asks for, what the customer's preferences are, when last the customer came to you, what the customer issue is, they escalate any issue or any service thing they want, the task that needs to be done, you know, and so it just improves that whole customer life cycle.
La gestion de la relation client est un aspect à ne pas négliger et aujourd'hui, tout est automatique. La technologie a pris le dessus sur tout. Donc, il est question pour vous d'améliorer la relation que vous avez avec le client en essayant de personnaliser toutes les interactions. Et ceci va permettre de favoriser la fidélisation. Il est aussi important que dans votre entreprise, que la gestion des clients puisse toucher toute votre équipe et de façon automatique. C'est-à-dire les gens doivent pouvoir résoudre les problèmes des clients. Quand il dit les gens, le personnel doit pouvoir résoudre les problèmes des clients, même sans s'en rendre compte. Parce que tout est totalement automatique et ça permet qu'il y ait des réponses très rapides et que la gestion soit au cas par cas. Tout ça, c'est le fruit de l'automation, de l'automatisation. Donc, dans le cadre de la gestion de la relation client, on vous a dit tout à l'heure, dans le cas, par exemple, de Netflix, que Netflix vous permet Netflix vous envoie automatiquement les recommandations parce que, si vous avez remarqué bien aujourd'hui, souvent vous parlez de quelque chose et tout de suite vous voyez ça sur votre téléphone. C'est pas un fait de hasard, c'est juste l'intelligence artificielle. Et tous ces faits-là permettent d'améliorer la relation qu'il y a avec le client en permettant de mieux analyser les performances de vos clients et surtout de prendre de très bonnes décisions en apportant aux clients des données réelles, des solutions réelles et consistantes qui correspondent à leurs désirata et ça permet de les satisfaire. D'où la fidélité des clients qui est aujourd'hui facile à manager.
And I think this will take us to, because you have this whole platform that follows your customer interaction, there's a lot of data. And I'm sure a lot of people have, we've heard several people talking about data and the importance of data and how there's a lot of big data in the world and how data is creating a lot of insights and is giving you and allowing you make informed decisions. We're going to talk about data. I think that's the next slide. We'll talk about data and looking at this customer relationship management. Because you have a CRM that end-to-end shows the life cycle of the customer, shows what the customer is buying, shows what the customer is complaining about, shows where the customer is in terms of the sales life cycle of your process, shows it begins to show you trends and insights. It even gives you insights as to the services and how the customer is interacting with your products or services and how you can change or how you can enhance or improve or innovate on those services. And so that takes us to data, and that's a big part. And if you see the big companies today, they are leveraging a lot on data to see how they can scale. There are trends we can't see with the naked eye. The behavioral patterns we cannot know. But this is what data does. And next one, we'll talk about this data-driven insight. And so the good thing about the automation of your business is if you look from the website provides you with data. If you look at your online store, it gives you data, it gives you trends, it gives you insights. If you look at, your ad analytics that are coming out from your online presence and online ads, it gives you all those data. Your online store, it gives you all that data. Your social media, the interactions with social media, the behavioral patterns, they give you a lot of data. Now that data is meant to be analyzed, is meant to be used to enhance your growth, to make recommendations to your client, to personalize the services with your clients. And that's why having an online presence, leveraging on technology, is because you're creating, apart from the automation, apart from the efficiency, you're creating and gathering a lot of data. And this data is good. There's a lot of data that is structured, unstructured, right? And bad data. But this is going to structure a lot of your data because it's already automated. And there's so much more you can do to scale your business. And that's what we're going to talk about next.
Donc, nous allons actuellement parler des données. Mais avant ça, vous avez remarqué, depuis le début, on vous dit toujours données, 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 big data. Donc, parce qu'en réalité, quand vous avez une présence en ligne, vous avez les données qui fusent dans tous les sens. Ça peut être à partir de votre site Internet, ça peut être à partir des réseaux sociaux, ça peut être à partir des publications. Vous avez les analytics, c'est-à-dire que chaque temps, vous avez la possibilité d'aller dans votre compte, que ce soit le site web ou les réseaux sociaux, et vous allez voir que votre fournisseur ou votre plateforme vous a donné énormément de données. À ce moment-là, il faut gérer ces données. Et c'est ce sur quoi on va vous entretenir maintenant. Qu'est-ce que c'est que les data? Qu'est-ce que c'est que les données?
Okay, thank you. So we'll talk about the importance of data analytics. Recall every touch point, there is some data that is being generated. And the first thing is for informed decision making. Now, based on the patterns or the behavior or the trends of this data, you are able to make decisions based on these trends or analysis of the data rather than guessing. right? And so if you look at patterns and you make decisions, it's more efficient than just guessing or using gut decisions. So by analyzing trends, patterns, and relationships, we're able to make more effective decisions for our business. Also, you can also analyze risk because, we'll talk about cybersecurity later. With all this being on the cloud, all these cloud computing solutions we've talked about, there's also a threat and a risk. And so you can also look at strategies to mitigate risk, predictive analytics that can come from this informed decision making or come from this data.
Les données ont une importance sur plusieurs plans. Par exemple, ça nous informe pour la prise de décision. Ça nous permet d'atteindre l'efficacité opérationnelle. Ça nous permet de mieux comprendre quelles sont les expectatives des clients. Ça nous permet d'avoir un avantage concurrentiel maintenu et bien entretenu. Ça nous permet d'améliorer nos stratégies marketing. Ça nous permet de bien d'avoir de bonnes performances financières et ça nous permet aussi de gérer notre innovation. Donc, vous comprenez par là que l'analyse des données qui sont mises à votre disposition sont un élément important parce que c'est ça qui vous permet de toujours être en émulation pour pouvoir satisfaire votre clientèle.
Okay. Also, from data analytics, you can get process optimization. That means you can identify the inefficiencies in your business processes and you can get suggested improvement. One of the partners at S Technology we have is a company called Process Maker. With the solution in Process Maker, we just put in some bots and it checks your process and it now almost automatically recommends a better process for you. So looking at and having this presence or having all these tools, you can get a better process optimization. Instead of your customers going through 4 steps, they can go to 2 steps. And these are the insights and the data brings, and it removes a lot of bottlenecks. Also, you can effectively allocate resources. Resources are limited, and we need to allocate them better to enhance our returns in business. And looking at the operational efficiency, you're able to allocate. Also, customer insights is so important in terms of enhanced customer insights. You can look at the buying patterns of your customers. You can look at the preferences. You can look at the behavior based on just their interaction with all these tools that you have for your business. And making that, you can now tailor products and services based on these things you find, based on their buying patterns, their preferences, and their behavior. You tailor products, you tailor services, you even now market directly what they want to meet their needs. To the personal, then with speak to their needs directly, and that's the highest level where you're able to personalize each of the experiences of your clients, and this leads to increased lot of loyalty, and that is part of what data analytics do.
Bon, l'analyse des données permet de faire beaucoup de choses et de merveilleuses choses. Par exemple, vous allez remarquer qu'automatiquement, quand vous avez mis en place un bon process, la collecte et l'analyse des données permet de vous renvoyer le meilleur processus pour pouvoir peut-être produire, pour pouvoir peut-être gérer la relation client et tout ce qui est opérationnel. Donc, vu que tout est numérique, vous avez des recommandations qui sont faites par les différentes plateformes que vous utilisez. Et du coup, tout ce qu'il vous faut, c'est juste de pouvoir tenir compte de la personnalisation, client par client. Et je vous dis toujours de façon automatique. Et c'est toute cette ambiance qui permet pour vous d'être compétitif parce que les propriétaires des plateformes mettent en place des outils technologiques. C'est pour ça qu'on vous dit la technologie est une nébuleuse. Ça met en place des outils technologiques qui permettent de penser à votre place, qui permettent de faire des propositions afin que vous soyez efficace dans tout ce que vous faites.
Thank you. And of course, things like improved market strategy, it tells you where to market, who to target, financial performance, it shows you how to reduce your cost based on where you see there's a lot of wastage from the data analytics. And it also shows you how to innovate, how to improve your products and services.
Donc, pareil pour l'amélioration de vos stratégies marketing, de vos performances financières et de la gestion de tout ce qui est innovation au sein de votre entreprise.
Okay, I have about 3 more minutes. I'm just quickly going to go through business process automation. I think we've talked about that as we went across, because I want to spend just a bit of time on the cybersecurity. I think that for business process automation, of course, everything we've talked about, from your online store to your CRM to analyzing your data, it's automating your business. And of course, the automation, we've talked about reduce errors, simplified reporting, greater security and compliance, improved efficiency, process standardization, scalability. These are things that keep the customer on that process. Everything would automate your entire business chain.
Donc, en fin de compte, vous voyez bien que c'est tout un processus automatique qui est mis à votre disposition, partant des process qui sont standardisés, de la prévision de ce qui va se passer, de la réduction des coûts, bref, de l'amélioration de la croissance, de l'amélioration de l'efficacité opérationnelle, de la consistance du traitement des relations clients. Bref, tout ça est automatique.
Okay, and just the next one on cybersecurity. I think this is a very important topic, cybersecurity, because you're online, you're on the cloud, there's a lot of threats that happen, and there are a lot of best practices. I'm going to share these slides for those threats. A lot of cybersecurity breaches occur through the individuals that work in the organizations. There are things like phishing. There are things like phishing, where they come through emails, there's malware, ransomware, and the rights. A lot of threats come. So the best practices, having a multi-factor authentication, software updates. That means that instead of, we see the multi-factor where you're not just having one password, you have a password and you have another thing and another thing that would, before your solution can be entered. So things like multi-factor authentication is important. They seem to improve, reduce threats by 99.9%. Software updates, when you see software updates from your solution laptops anywhere, this CRM or the online store, make sure you click on it and update, because they improve security. Security awareness training is very, very key to embed cybersecurity. Password policy. How do you have difficult password? Number, numerals, alphabets, and the like. And also security audits. You need to come and audit and assess what your solution is. So cybersecurity is something that can make and break a business. And companies have invested billions of dollars in cybersecurity, yet they are breached. But it's important that that awareness to your client, to your staff, two-factor, proper password management, is key.
Donc, pour ce qui est de la cybersécurité, nous allons partager avec vous quelques bonnes pratiques, comme par exemple la multiplication des facteurs d'authentification. Donc, c'est un ensemble d'outils qui sont mis dans vos différentes plateformes afin de permettre des duos ou des triplets. Lorsque vous voulez accéder à une plateforme, on vous demande peut-être d'indiquer quel est votre numéro de téléphone, votre email, afin qu'on se rassure que c'est effectivement vous. Donc, vous avez aussi les mises à jour des différents logiciels, ordinateurs, téléphones, tout ça. Vous devez toujours faire les mises à jour, parce que ces mises à jour viennent avec des améliorations de sécurité de la plateforme. Vous avez aussi le fait que vous devez être vif sur tout ce qui est formation en cybersécurité, afin de vous prémunir de tout désagrément à l'avenir. Il y a aussi le renforcement au fil des temps des systèmes de mots de passe. Comme vous pouvez le voir sur les plateformes, aujourd'hui, il y a des mots de passe forts. On vous interdit ou oblige à utiliser certains caractères. Et pour finir, les différentes plateformes ont toujours des systèmes d'audit et d'évaluation de leur niveau de sécurité afin de sécuriser la présence de leur audience.
And other things like cloud computing, again, it's just the cloud. We see Azure, AWS, Oracle. They've also provided more security there. They've also provided services and tools we can use. And then finally, it's just the emerging technologies, which is Internet of Things, which is a few things we've talked about, data, IoT, AI, artificial intelligence, cloud computing. These are things that we can go back, quantum computing, augmented reality. They're things that can enhance our business, and they're things where customers and businesses are going to today. So thank you very much for your attention. Merci pour votre attention. and I would hope to improve my French more. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Donc, pour finir, vous devez savoir que le cloud computing ou la présence en ligne ou online, le stockage de tous les outils en ligne, c'est un ensemble d'outils qui vous permettent aujourd'hui d'être vraiment nomade et d'avoir le nécessaire pour pouvoir travailler sur des supports qui sont totalement en ligne. Et pour finir, on va vous mettre on vous a mis à l'écran quelques nouveautés, comme par exemple l'Internet des objets, comme l'analyse à travers le radar, comme l'intelligence artificielle. Donc, voilà un ensemble d'outils du futur qui sont en train actuellement d'être améliorés et mis sur le marché. Donc, on vous remercie pour votre écoute et bonne continuation.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Obong. Thank you so much for that insightful session. I'm sure everyone had one or two lessons to take and apply to their businesses. Thank you once again. So we'll be introducing our next speaker. Obong, do you have any last words for us or something for the entrepreneurs?
No, I would share the slides. I would share the slides with them. Thank you very much for your attention. I wish you the best in your business. I'm also an entrepreneur by heart. Forget that I'm doing a 9 to 5, and I know how challenging it can be. But I've also seen how technology can enhance and improve. The last thing I would just say is read as much. We're in an era where information is out there, information is free. There's so many things and so many knowledge you can gain in terms of any question. Just go check online, Google it, ask. We now have generative AI where there's a lot that is happening there. Always just educate yourself, know what's happening, know what's new, because knowledge is power. And with that knowledge, you can improve and scale your businesses. I wish you the best of luck. And the foundation and the entrepreneurs are dear to my heart. Thank you very much. Merci.
OK, thank you. Donc, une dernière chose avant de passer au prochain orateur. Donc, Eddy va déjà partager le support. Vous l'aurez dans vos emails. Et Eddy, vous devez être très attentif aux nouvelles technologies. Vous devez être aware. Vous devez toujours vous intéresser à tout ce qui est nouveauté. Parce que ça permet pour vous d'être compétitif et surtout de savoir comment prendre soin de votre client. Donc, on va passer au prochain orateur. Over to you, Adawa.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Obong, and thank you, Foko. So our next facilitator, we are honored to have Emmanuel Ojo, who is the MD and CEO of RedTech. Emmanuel is a fintech specialist with over 20 years of experience across different sectors, including telecommunications and financial services. He holds a B.Tech degree in industrial mathematics and computer science from the Federal University of Technology, Akure, and an MSc in Business Information Systems from University of East London. Emmanuel has many other certifications from other globally recognized universities, such as the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, Sloan School of Management, United States, Columbia Business School, University of Cambridge, and many more. Thank you so much, Emmanuel Ojo, for pouring out your knowledge to us today. We are honored to have you. You have the floor now. Foko, you can translate, then Emmanuel Ojo takes the baton from there.
OK.
Thank you.
Thank you, Adaora. Donc, une fois de plus, bonjour. On va donc continuer la partie 2 avec Emmanuel Ojo. Emmanuel Ojo, qui est le directeur général de RedTech et qui a plus de 20 ans d'expérience dans la finance technologique, la FinTech, et surtout a eu à intervenir dans plusieurs secteurs, parmi lesquels les télécommunications et les services financiers. En même temps, il a plusieurs diplômes de plusieurs universités dans le monde. Donc, nous allons passer la parole à Emmanuel. Over to you, Emmanuel.
Thank you very much, Adara. I'm happy to be here, and thanks to the Tony Elumelu Foundation for having me here. It's a privilege, and I feel very honored to be here. As mentioned, I'm the MD, CEO of RedTech Limited, and I'll be taking you through a brief masterclass session on how to leverage technology for your business. And it was quite intriguing to have also been able to watch a glimpse of my colleagues' session, Obong. So I'm happy to be here as well. Thank you very much.
Donc, je suis ravi d'être avec vous aujourd'hui et nous allons nous entretenir sur un thème qui me passionne bien, comment optimiser la technologie dans notre business. Over to you.
All right, thank you. So because it's a masterclass session, we're going to make it as interesting as possible. I do apologize if at any point in time I seem to be boring, but in the course of our session, we will go through 7 items throughout this session, and I'll try and make it as interesting as possible and also as pragmatic as possible. Thank you.
Donc, nous allons nous entretenir aujourd'hui à travers cette thématique. Donc, je m'excuse d'office si certains mots peuvent être lourds pour vous ou le jargon compliqué. Je vais essayer d'être assez explicite pour qu'on s'accorde bien. Merci.
All right. So the first slide is just to recognize the impact of the Tony Foundation, a leading philanthropy in our continent, Africa. And we just have a bit of statistics here of some of the things that has been done, year after year, I would say, in terms of $100 million plus worth of direct funding for SMEs across Africa. This is done annually, and also impacted in job creation of 400,000 worth of jobs that have been created directly and indirectly as well through this foundation. And we also have over 2 million young Africans that have been trained. So I want to also use this opportunity to applaud the impact of the Tony Elumelu Foundation. It's an iconic institution, global institution, and good representative of what Africa represents.
Donc, nous allons commencer par reconnaître l'impact de la Fondation Tony Elumelu qui, jusqu'à ce jour, a déjà déboursé environ 100 millions de dollars pour une création de plus de 400 000 emplois et 2 millions de jeunes Africains déjà formés dans les 54 pays. Donc, je pense qu'il faut applaudir pour cela.
All right, so down to while we're here, I will start by defining technology. Technology can have multiple definitions, but for the essence of this presentation, we will just work with the ones that are captured. So the application of technology in business refers to the use of digital tools, systems, and applications to streamline operations, improve efficiency, enhance communication, and drive innovation, ultimately aiming to achieve organizational goals and competitive advantage. So I think one of the key words that can be taken away with, the several words that have been used in defining technology is something that just improves your operations, something that is able, and when we use the word improve, improvement could be in terms of cost reduction. Cost reduction is not just monetary in terms of time, manpower, anything that is able to reduce what you use goes a long way in improving the efficiency of your business. And that is technology. Technology helps you to improve on your level of productivity and your outcome in any business operation.
Donc, nous allons commencer par définir la technologie et on reconnaît que l'utilisation de la technologie en affaires ramène à l'utilisation des outils digitaux, des systèmes, des opérations en ligne, l'amélioration de l'efficience, l'amélioration de la communication et surtout la conduite de l'innovation. Donc, en fin de compte, il est question d'avoir une très bonne organisation et de rester compétitif. Donc, la technologie ici nous ramène à une optimisation du fonctionnement de l'entreprise, surtout à la réduction des coûts. Et la réduction des coûts ici ne nous renvoie pas uniquement à l'aspect financier, c'est aussi à l'aspect matériel, à l'aspect ressources humaines et bien d'autres aspects.
Thank you. Okay, so quickly we'll go through the evolution of technology, evolution of business from manual to automated systems. So we would start from the 1950s when mainframe computers began, and all the way we went into mini computers within 1960 to the 70s. We also had the evolution of personal computers in the 80s. And then in the 1990s, we discovered the internet, which essentially changed the world, changed the mode of communication across the world. In the millennia, which is 2000, we have also experienced the emergence of mobile devices and cloud computing, just as mentioned in the previous session where you were. And now in the 20s, from 2010, we've been looking at big data. Big data has become the digital gold, the era of commerce, which is able to help study the behavioral pattern of prospective consumers. You need consumers to patronize the adoption of your products.
L'historique de l'évolution.
Please go ahead.
OK, donc l'historique de l'évolution en affaires de l'automation des systèmes va nous ramener d'abord au fait qu'au départ, tout est manuel. Les process sont manuels. Et puis, à partir des années 1950, on a vu qu'il y a eu un besoin d'automatisation et de calcul, surtout de stockage de données. Dans les années 60 à 70, on a commencé à avoir l'introduction des mini-ordinateurs pour pouvoir gérer un peu les affaires. Dans les années 80, on a maintenant vu l'entrée en jeu de ce que nous connaissons aujourd'hui comme les ordinateurs, c'est-à-dire les PC. L'ordinateur était maintenant quelque chose qu'un individu pouvait utiliser. Dans les années 90, nous avons eu le boom d'Internet, surtout la révolution qui a été apportée par les emails et les commerces en ligne. Dans les années 2000, nous avons eu l'introduction des téléphones mobiles et surtout du cloud computing, dont le stockage des données en ligne. Et nous sommes aujourd'hui à l'ère des années 2010 où sont rentrés en jeu le big data, l'intelligence artificielle et surtout l'analyse des données complexes qui sont l'ère où nous sommes actuellement. Over to you.
Thank you very much. So I'm sure by now we are all thinking, how does this apply to us? Because some of the audience are not necessarily of IT background or technology background. You just want to know how this makes sense into your business operations. So let's go back to the basics. I have about 10 items listed here that you can always align the discussion with. I'll be going through these 10 items to make it easier for you to understand what we're talking about in terms of the positive impact of technology on our business operations.
Donc, nous allons aller montrer comment est-ce que la technologie a évolué à travers le remplacement des outils traditionnels manuels, parce que parmi nous, il y en a beaucoup qui en réalité ne comprennent pas grand-chose parce qu'ils ne sont pas IT, donc ils ne sont pas liés, ils ne sont pas beaucoup connectés. Et il faudrait qu'on leur explique de façon très posée, dite thématique, pour qu'ils visualisent comment est-ce qu'aujourd'hui tout se passe avec le numérique.
So the first one there says paper. There's a lot of consumption of this material, and it's not also necessarily eco-friendly. So because you know what it takes for you to produce a lot of paper in terms of how it affects our forest and rainforest. But now with the emergence of technology, paper can now be avoided. The consumption of high consumption of pen and ink can now be reduced. Pretty much, you can do a lot of typing, digital typing, on your laptop or your desktop computers. Fax machines in terms of communications. The world has also moved beyond fax machine. You now have things like email. This is fax machine was also at a point an evolution beyond the point of surface mailing. That is like FedEx and DHL. So fax machine was created. But now the world has moved beyond fax machine. You now have things like electronic mailing system, where you could just send an email to any part of the world and it will be received instantly. This is a great, and this rides on the evolution of the internet. As I mentioned, in the evolution of technology, the internet was discovered way back at the point of between the 90s and the millennials. You can see some of the benefits, such as this emailing system, as well as payment methods. Back in the day, we used to have paper payment methods. If you look at the global institutions such as Visa card, at the point, the first Visa card, evolution of Visa card, you needed to use a paper, to make your payment at the retail outlet by punching the paper like Visa card payment option. But today you have plastic cards. Now with the evolution of plastic cards, you can make payments online, virtually, meaning that you don't need to be physically present at such payment outlets. And then your data is more secure. Plastic card, because a lot of your data is encrypted and embedded in the microchip on the card. You also have things like physical file storage. Before now, you needed a large physical warehouse to archive a lot of hard copy files. But with the emergence of technology, a lot of files can be saved on your laptop. Let me just put it in practical perspective. You can imagine a data that would require up to having 10 warehouses. Now you can save all of that on your phone, as small as your phone, and many other things in terms of traditional advertising. Before now, you could only advertise on the physical billboards. But with the emergence of technology, you can do digital marketing, such as you see on YouTube, Instagram, and other social media platforms. Now, what is the essence of advertising? Your business needs to become visible to your potential consumers. Now, before now, you will require to spend a lot of money to be able to reach just a small group of audience. But now with digital marketing, you can extend your reach globally, across the world to reach your larger group of audience. And that way, you have a higher chance of actualizing a higher patronage on your business. The sixth item there, in terms of in-person meetings. Before now, you would need to travel several miles, in some cases within your country, or in some other cases, cross-border to one country to the other, probably from Ghana to Nigeria, or from Nigeria to South Africa, or from South Africa to Morocco. But with the emergence of video conferencing and electronic virtual meetings platforms, just like we're having in this session, I am probably talking to an audience that cuts across Africa, And that's why it's also being translated in French. So the emergence of technology has come along. Before now, you could only have access to physical books, you have to physically go to the library. But today you have e-books. You can do distant learning. You can do. You can be in Africa and then you're studying abroad as well. You're studying in the United Kingdom, or you're studying in the United States, or any other place across the world. These are things that technology has made possible. Before now, you needed to use a manual typewriter, and needed to learn this because it's like a special skill. But today, with your laptop or your personal computers, you can do all of these, and you wouldn't have to waste a lot of paper. In the days of manual typewriter, when you made a mistake on the paper, probably in some cases, depending on the level of mistake, you would have to, get rid of that paper and start your typing all over again. But in the modern day of computing, you can make an error, you can just click on backspace, clear the error, and type or edit your text. So this saves a lot of time and reduces paper consumption. The item 9 there says landline phones. Today we have GSM phones, mobile phones, and that makes it easier, meaning that your phone can be everywhere you are going. So meaning that I can be tracked no matter where I am in the world. I can be contacted by my organization, by my colleagues, by my family members. But before now, just with a landline, once you're not home or you're not in the office, it will be difficult to contact you. And also for physical retail space, before now, you physically have to go to a retail space to make purchases. But with the emergence of technology, now people can shop online and have it delivered to their homes and offices. So, there's a whole lot of benefits as a result of technology, generally speaking, improved operational efficiency, reduction of costs and time, reduction of waste, improved speed, that's turnaround, ease of access and convenience, and also improved security and reliability. Over to you.
OK, thank you. Donc, nous allons vous expliquer 10 process qui ont été améliorés et qui aujourd'hui sont en train de disparaître. Par exemple, le process 1, l'utilisation des stylos et des crayons. Vous vous souvenez, c'était la mode à l'époque, mais aujourd'hui, on peut bien s'en passer en écrivant directement, soit sur son téléphone, soit sur son ordinateur. Les fax ont fait leur époque. Pour envoyer un courrier aux États-Unis, par exemple, il fallait le faxer ici et il ressort de l'autre côté et ça avait des coûts exorbitants. Aujourd'hui, avec les emails, le même document est bien plus volumineux et sur d'autres, et même en dehors des documents, vous pouvez envoyer des vidéos et plein d'autres éléments, des audios par email et ça a totalement remplacé le fax. En termes de paiement, avant, on pouvait payer uniquement avec des espèces ou bien avec des chèques. Aujourd'hui, les plateformes de paiement en ligne, le digital banking est vraiment à la mode et vous pouvez faire tous vos paiements en ligne à travers votre plateforme bancaire sans forcément vous déplacer. Le stockage physique des documents, c'était aussi à la mode avant. Aujourd'hui, tout est numérique. Quand vous recevez un document, vous pouvez le scanner vous pouvez le filmer ou le scanner et détruire le document, ce qui fait qu'on n'a plus besoin spécialement d'espace physique aujourd'hui pour garder nos archives. La publicité traditionnelle ne se fait plus à travers les affiches qu'on colle dans les rues. Aujourd'hui, il est possible de faire des flyers, de faire des communications audio ou vidéo et de les distribuer à des personnes, même en Australie, en Inde, en Afrique du Sud, dans tout bout du monde, sans avoir besoin de se déplacer et on atteint forcément plus de cibles. Les réunions interpersonnelles. Avant, il fallait se déplacer de ville en ville, de jour en jour, pour pouvoir faire des réunions ou faire des forums. Aujourd'hui, facilement, on peut faire des réunions en ligne, comme ce masterclass que nous sommes en train de faire. et sans forcément se déplacer. On a aussi les livres qui, à l'époque, étaient uniquement physiques. Aujourd'hui, on a la possibilité de pouvoir avoir des livres audio ou des livres en PDF ou tout autre support numérique qui facilite l'acquisition des connaissances. Les machines à écrire n'existent pratiquement plus. Aujourd'hui, chacun a son téléphone où il peut saisir directement son texte ou son ordinateur. On a aussi le téléphone filaire qui était à la mode à l'époque. Quand vous partiez du bureau, il était impossible de vous joindre. Il fallait absolument être dans un point physique et décrocher un téléphone avec du fil. Aujourd'hui, tout le monde a un GSM, un téléphone qui permet d'être joignable à tout moment, en tout lieu. Pour finir, le deuxième point, ce sont les achats. Avant, il fallait absolument se rendre dans un supermarché ou un marché et faire son achat. Aujourd'hui, vous pouvez être au bureau ou à la maison, faire votre achat en ligne et vous faire délivrer le produit là où vous vous trouvez, ou même faire délivrer le produit chez quelqu'un d'autre, ce qui n'était pas le cas avant. Donc, voici donc quelques avantages qu'on tire de l'automatisation de tous ces process. Et c'est des avantages que les entreprises peuvent bien en bénéficier. Il y a l'augmentation de l'efficacité opérationnelle. Il y a le fait que ça nous épargne un certain nombre de coûts opérationnels aussi. Il y a le gain en temps. Il y a la réduction des déchets. Il y a la rapidité dans l'exécution de certaines tâches. Il y a toute l'aisance qu'on a à accéder à certaines plateformes. Il y a toute la convenance qu'on a à discuter avec les gens. La sécurité est pratiquement garantie et surtout, la confiance est la chose la plus partagée aujourd'hui. Over to you.
Thank you very much. Let's just put it in proper perspectives or in terms of the benefits. We can look at the older version of things and the new version. If you change to the next slide, please. So probably just putting it into perspectives. Let's take it. Let's compare and match apple for apple. So look at the first item there. It says mainframe computer. The mainframe computer cannot be carried. It's a very massive machinery, whereby it's fixed at a point and it can't move. For you to move it, you will need to decouple it and break it into piece by piece, and a whole lot of people would have to help you change its location. It's usually very difficult. But look at what we have in the modern day. Now we have laptops, that is powered by artificial intelligence systems, whereby your laptop system, through the aid of the internet, can be connected to multiple databases. A lot of information can be processed and generated. The second item that I mentioned in the previous slide is landline or feature phones. That's non-smartphones. But I mean by non-smartphones, phones that are not powered by internet. Now we have smartphones. Before now, like I mentioned, landline cannot leave. It's not designed to leave your home. And even if it could leave your home, it's not convenient. It's not suitable. So as a business organization or business manager, you need to be reachable. You need to be accessible. People need to be able to contact you. You need to be able to contact people. So with the smartphone era, you can be contacted at any point, anywhere in the world. So I mean, I'm comparing this, and looking at the impact on businesses. In terms of paper credit cards, this wasn't with a solid security. This could easily be cloned, and also it wasn't an efficient process in terms of penetration across the board, and a whole lot more that was limited in using the paper credit system. It could easily get damaged or stolen and all of that. But with the emergence of the plastic debit and credit cards, this is a lot smarter. It's durable. It could get wet under the rain. It could also be exposed to sunlight and it will still work. it wouldn't easily get damaged or rumpled like a paper card. And as well, it has an advanced security system embedded in it. Now, as a business manager, you need to have a payment option that can enable you to pay as you go in terms of travel expenses. You need to travel, you need to book your air tickets, you need to pay for your hotel accommodation. Business managers usually exposed corporate credit cards, like your Amex cards, and all of that. So this is also going to improve your business operation, depending on your level of organization or your organizational bodies. For most organizations, senior business managers, business leaders issued corporate cards to make it easy for them to do transactions and also talk with clients. Now, let's look at the next item in terms of TV. You know, before now you had black and white TV, manual TVs, and now you have smart TVs. With your smart TV, you can do video conferencing, virtual meetings, just similar to your laptop system. You can access a lot of applications. So as long as your smart TV is powered the internet system, you can interact with loved ones via or even your colleagues as well anywhere through your smart TV. Now, the final item here in terms of storage. Before now, like I said, one couldn't distinguish between storing, if you were probably into the business of storing files or real estate, because for you to store files, you would need to have multiple buildings in terms of archiving your business files. And as long as an organization is still in existence, there would always be a need for file storage. Now, with cloud storage system, there's more space, globally, and you can travel anywhere in the world with your files, meaning that you can access anywhere. So from the UK, from Africa, from the Middle East, from Asia, I can access my files anywhere in the world. This wasn't possible when it was strictly physical storage. You have to travel for several miles, and then when you get to that location, you have to manually search for items. And in some cases, you might still not find what you're looking for. But with the cloud storage system, for making strategic business decisions, just run a query, or if you're a professional user, you run a query, or if you're a sophisticated user, you just type the name of the file you're looking for and retrieve that file. You type a keyword to the data that you want to process. So again, these are some of the benefits of the evolution of technology.
Hi, Foko, are you on there? I think Foko is having a bit of internet lag. Maybe we can go to the next slide and Foko translates both slides.
Okay, can I go on?
Okay, you could translate the previous slide.
Ok, thank you. Donc, rapidement, on va voir quelques comparaisons dans l'histoire. Vous avez par exemple l'unité centrale d'un ordinateur qu'on ne pouvait pas transporter. Mais aujourd'hui, nous avons nos ordinateurs portables qui permettent de tout gérer et surtout d'avoir tous nos systèmes intelligents. Donc, ça, c'est pourquoi vous essayez d'imager et comprendre en quoi est-ce que la technologie peut vous aider dans vos affaires. Le téléphone fixe avait certes beaucoup d'avantages et de particularités, de fonctionnalités, mais aujourd'hui, le smartphone nous offre largement mieux. Pareil pour les lettres de crédit ou les papiers de crédit, tels qu'on l'utilisait avant, beaucoup ne l'ont pas connu. Aujourd'hui, on a tout simplement les cartes de crédit, les cartes de débit qui permettent de faire un certain nombre d'opérations. Par exemple, pour ceux qui sont à UBA, c'est pour vous permettre de vous connecter à Léo. Léo, c'est une plateforme en ligne qui permet de gérer toutes vos opérations sans aller à la banque. Vous avez Léo sur Instagram, Léo sur WhatsApp, Léo sur Facebook et ainsi de suite. Donc, la télévision traditionnelle était une télévision où il n'y avait pas d'interaction avec le public. Aujourd'hui, vous avez les Smart TV qui vous donnent beaucoup d'options, comme par exemple avoir Internet sur votre téléviseur, comme pouvoir surfer, pouvoir voir des films et beaucoup de choses. Vous avez aussi le stockage physique qui était un outil ou bien une façon de fonctionner qui ne vous permettait pas, lorsque vous voyagez, de pouvoir prendre avec vous un certain nombre de documents. Mais aujourd'hui, avec le cloud, vous pouvez mettre vos documents en ligne, donner accès à qui veut, quand il veut, en fonction de ce que vous voulez faire dans l'entreprise. Ça vous évite d'avoir à traîner de la documentation, à avoir des photocopies ou même à envoyer des documents tout le temps à des gens. Vous mettez juste dans votre cloud ou votre drive et vous envoyez le lien aux gens, ils téléchargent. C'est pareil pour les vidéos. Over to you.
Thank you very much. Okay, so this is just a quote from the former CEO, Cisco, which states that at least 40% of all businesses will die in the next 10 years if they don't figure out how to change the act to accommodate new technology. What it means is that the world keeps evolving, the world keeps changing, and this is made possible through the advancements being made year on year in technology. I've been gradually been taking us through the various process, the manual process, and digital process, and even beyond technology in terms of dialogue. I mean, we now have an automated process. So if you are in business and you don't evolve with the new trend of technology, your business will face challenges relevant for a period of time. And that would only mean that your existing market share would be scooped by your competitors. So as a business that wants to stay in active status, there is need for you to ensure that your organization has culture of familiarizing itself with the new trends of technology. Because just imagine if you're running an organization where, as the leading business managers of that organization, you are not accessible through virtual meeting platforms. You don't use Zoom, you don't use Google Meet, you don't use Microsoft, Skype, you don't use any of this. Then business leaders around the world wouldn't be able to engage your company. And this could pose some sort of challenge to expand business. So it's less visible to become relevant. And that's what they mean by business would also die. And let's look at what happened between the year 2019 and the year 2022, and even until now, which is the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic period, where a lot of businesses seem to hold it up because these businesses in their model was strictly manual. Businesses that survive are businesses that they were both operational manually and also operational virtually. Those are the majority of the business that have survived. Those that have survived that were not even virtual, they've taken a very deep cut savings. And the impact of that is that a lot of lives were lost, unfortunately, during that period. A lot of people, in terms of their livelihood, income generation, was also lost. At this experience. So, I mean, it's a spiral impact, and you don't want to be in that. So it's what is being emphasized here is that you need to keep maintain the trend technology. Over to you.
Donc, nous avons un directeur, un responsable de Cisco, John Chambers, qui nous dit au minimum 30% des entreprises d'aujourd'hui vont mourir dans les 10 années parce qu'elles ne vont pas réussir à suivre le changement et adapter leur entreprise aux nouvelles technologies. Donc là, il prend beaucoup d'exemples sur lesquels je ne vais pas revenir. On a par exemple vu pendant la COVID de 2020 à aujourd'hui, vous avez vu tous les changements qu'il y a eu au sein des entreprises, au sein des activités. Donc rien ne se passe plus comme avant. Et aujourd'hui, il faut avoir un management orienté technologie et adapter ça à votre secteur d'activité parce que les choses ne se passent plus comme avant. Si vous ne vous mettez pas à ce rythme-là, il va de soi que vous allez perdre des parts de marché et votre entreprise ne va pas demeurer comme ça.
Thank you. So we'll go to the next discussion, which states the invent of technology to change the dynamics of the marketplace and modus operandi of how modern day business operates. In terms of impacts of technology on modern day business, it has obviously increased operational efficiency and productivity. It has also enhanced communication and collaboration teams. So before I could talk, what we mean by operational efficiency, the ability to still either produce at the same capacity or more capacity or with lesser resources. So this is some benefit. You can only do that through automation, where you reduce manual processes, or you are able to cut down chain processes. So for enhanced communication, as I mentioned, beyond sending surface letter communication, now email, and now you have enhanced communication between teams. And third item is enabling precise and data-driven decision. Now you can avoid guesswork. Rather, you can process multiple data together and have a informed decision. You can also improve business information processes, products, and services. You have machine learning software systems. Try to look at this to be because each design mode of organization can tell what consumers are interested in having and not just forcing some things down the throat. You could also now access Google Markets. You can be all the way in a far location and you can access services right now. Now, also revolution of businesses and business barriers. There aren't really any barriers. Thanks. That's what we're discussing now. Gives you multiple
Aujourd'hui, les entreprises modernes opèrent ou fonctionnent totalement différemment. Et ceci est le fruit de la technologie, parce que la technologie a permis d'offrir toute une dynamique au marché et le mode opératoire a totalement changé. Donc, les différents impacts qu'on peut avoir, ou bien que les entreprises modernes utilisent aujourd'hui, sont les suivants. Il y a par exemple l'augmentation de l'efficacité opérationnelle et de la productivité. Il y a l'amélioration de la communication et la collaboration entre les équipes. Il y a par exemple le fait que les données qui aident à la décision sont plus précises et surtout disponibles à temps réel. Donc, on a aussi l'amélioration des process à travers une innovation des produits et surtout une innovation des services. On a l'accès global, l'accès au marché global et aux infrastructures. On a les révolutions dans les affaires et surtout l'élimination des fausses barrières qu'il y avait avant. Donc aujourd'hui, on peut dire qu'elles étaient fausses. Et surtout, il y a le fait que vous avez la possibilité d'être compétitif quand vous respectez le mode opératoire d'aujourd'hui. C'est pour ça qu'on parle d'entreprises modernes. Ce sont des entreprises qui sont l'idée, donc qui sont conduits par des entrepreneurs qui tiennent compte de la technologie afin de pouvoir améliorer globalement le fonctionnement de l'entreprise. Over to you.
All right, thank you very much. Moving on to the next discussion is looking at digital tools that have been at the forefront of the business. So we would look at digital tools. We have things like software components, hardware components, networking communication components, that facilitate business operations. For example, of software components are enterprise resource planning solutions and various enterprise resource solutions. They usually, for this kind of system, the acronym is ERP, resource have features like CRMs as customer relationship management. You have multiples of these, such as SAP. You have software such as SAP. Have you also have hardware, computers, servers, devices that are also needed communications. Or the computer, I mentioned laptops, desktops. Also mentioned mobile phones needed communications. For network, which is internet or intranet system communications, that is either through local area network layering or wide area network layering. So this has also aided communications. And then you have cloud computing. Some of the benefits also listed below. So these are some of the things that aid the modern day communication for businesses. And as an organization, it's modern. You need to find yourself adopting or familiarizing and adopting some of these tools. Now, going a bit deeper is what we've recently been experiencing with artificial intelligence and machine learning. It's what by which data can further be processed into the well-structured information for businesses, for decision making, for investigation, in having competitive edge. So you also have Internet of Things in terms of multiple devices, omni-channel interconnectivity of devices. You have big data analytics. It's also very similar to benefits of AI, also understanding user experience. Then you also have the blockchain technology, which is used to create cryptocurrencies, digital, decentralized ledgers system. And then you have the mobile technology. Mobile is being used in so many. I think it's leading the world. Your mobile, you can do almost anything. You can do your financial transaction, personal transactions, or official transactions, just with small mobile device. So, I mean, these are some of the major solutions that is needed for any business of this current era to be able to stay at the right level of communication experience.
Donc, nous avons aussi quelques outils numériques que les entreprises modernes utilisent aujourd'hui pour se développer. Donc, on a les outils sur trois axes, les logiciels, le matériel et les réseaux. En termes de logiciels, vous avez par exemple les ERP, vous avez les outils de gestion de relations clients et surtout les outils comme la suite Office, Office Suite. Donc, en termes de matériel, vous avez les ordinateurs, les serveurs et bien évidemment les appareils mobiles. Il y en a plusieurs, comme les tablettes, comme les téléphones et bien plus, les terminaux mobiles, terminaux de paiement. Et comme réseau, vous avez Internet, Intranet et tout ce qui permet de faire des échanges de données et de faire de la communication. Donc, à côté de ces outils, on a aussi des nouveaux outils, comme on l'a dit tout à l'heure, comme le cloud computing, qui est le stockage en ligne de toutes vos données. Vous avez l'émergence de l'intelligence artificielle, où on a vu ces dernières années ChatGPT qui essaie de s'imposer. On a l'Internet des objets qui permet de plus en plus d'interconnecter les objets avec des serveurs et qui permettent de faire des interactions. C'est là où vous voyez des drones ou des capteurs qu'on met dans les champs pour pouvoir faire des analyses. Pareil pour les analyses satellitaires. Donc, vous avez aussi le big data et l'analyse des données qui permettent de faciliter la gestion la plus qui sont un ensemble de technologies qui permettent de favoriser l'accès et l'amélioration du travail. Over to you.
All right, thank you very much. We'll just quickly move along to the next discussion, which is data analytics and decision making. And you know, as a previous session, we discussed extensively on data analytics. So I won't take too much of the time, but generally just to go through the view of it. Data enables business to make informed strategic decisions by providing insights into customer investments, operations, leading to better outcomes, effective strategies. Some tools for data analysis, for instance, in the use of data analytics emphasized business. Make you understand teammates data analytics is very key to a business.
Donc, l'analyse des données et la prise de décision est un aspect important dans les technologies parce que ça permet de pouvoir avoir de bonnes informations, de prendre des décisions très stratégiques, surtout de faire l'analyse des tendances de marché, des croyances des clients et aussi de l'investissement. Ça permet de pouvoir générer de meilleurs rendus et de meilleurs produits afin de rester compétitif. Donc, certains outils que nous pouvons utiliser, c'est par exemple Google Analytics, sont les tableaux et surtout Microsoft Power BI. Donc, voilà quelques outils qui vous permettent de faire l'analyse des données afin de prendre de meilleures décisions. Over to you.
All right. Now we will move over to digital marketing and electronic commerce. It is very important for an organization to be visible to its prospective consumers. And that's the benefit of having digital marketing. You have online and offline marketing. Offline marketing has a limited reach, while online marketing has, an extensive reach to prospective consumers. And this, in effect, once you have increased visibility and the product is good, the design and development of the product is good, then obviously your patronage of that product or service or trade is guaranteed. Now, for electronic commerce, as I mentioned, cannot be overemphasized. Any business today will be good for you to also operate electronically. And as I mentioned, the business world had to learn the hard way during the COVID era, where a lot of businesses all over the world in advanced countries had to close, had to fold up. Now, with electronic commerce, you are able to access your prospective consumers electronically as well, virtually. And this tends to increase sales performance. It helps increase interaction between you and customers, and it helps to pretty much build the confidence of the customer. It means that your business is accessible 24 hours, 7 days. And this is made possible through multiple platforms such as Google Analytics, Facebook, many other platforms used your business access.
Donc, le marketing digital et le e-commerce sont aussi deux outils qui permettent de magnifier notre présence en ligne. Il faut dire qu'il y a aussi le marketing en ligne, que vous connaissez bien. Mais pour ce qui concerne le marketing en ligne ou bien le marketing digital, ça permet d'étendre nos marchés et de les rendre illimités. Et surtout, n'importe où et n'importe quand. Deux outils merveilleux du marketing digital sont Google Analytics et Facebook Ads. Donc, ce sont des outils qui vous donnent des analyses, des données, des tendances importantes pour votre prise de décision. On a aussi le fait que ça permet le positionnement de votre entreprise de e-commerce afin de vous rendre accessible sur un marché global, surtout d'être fonctionnel 24 heures sur 7 jours, c'est-à-dire tout le temps. Et l'avantage, c'est qu'on assiste à une réduction des coûts opérationnels. Et surtout, ça donne à votre audience, à vos clients, à votre cible, une expérience merveilleuse en termes de e-commerce. Et ça permet d'améliorer la croissance de votre entreprise. Donc, on l'a déjà souligné, on a deux plateformes de e-commerce qui sont Shopify et WooCommerce. Donc, voilà quelques outils de marketing digital et de e-commerce que nous pouvions partager avec vous pour cette session. Over to you.
All right, moving on to the next discussion. If you change the slide, please. All right, so business management. Business management tools are crucial as they enhance productivity, they streamline operations, improve collaborations, optimize resource management, manage customer interactions and data effectively, leading to increased efficiency. Business management tools such as project management tools, CRMs, communication and collaboration platforms, accounting and finance, and then we can also look at their importance. So I'll start with the project management. For every organization, there's always a need to run a project. Either you're managing a pre-existing project, or you're just starting a new project. And what is the use of project management? The project management platform helps you to sort of like come up with your plan and also track your plan. So you come up with your project plan, and then you are able to use this project management to also track and monitor. It helps you know how well you are implementing the project, if you are keeping to the agreed timeline, and you're getting the adequate results. And that way you can put your team, all the project team members, at a single platform and interact digitally. And this can be very, very efficient. So there's some examples of project management tools, such as the Trello, Monday.com, and many other ones. You also have the customer relationship management CRM, which helps you to sort of like keep track records of all of your sales engagement or interactions with existing or prospective customers. So imagine if it's an organization where you run, shifts, multiple shifts. So I, as a sales manager, if I go on a cold call to a prospective customer, I'm able to enter this information on this platform, CRM platform. Colleagues in another location can pick up this information and re-engage the same client from another perspective of the business engagement. So this keeps continuous interaction for customers going. And then you also have things like communication and collaboration, such as the Microsoft Teams. From time to time, even when you have project management, there are needs for you to interact, but you don't have the interaction does not need to be physical all the time. You could also have virtual interactions, such as this session that we're having. So these tools, such as Microsoft Teams, Google Teams, and Zoom, are all very good platforms for you to communicate with your team members, whether it be a project, business meeting, financial meeting, professional meeting, whatever the meeting is. You could interact with your colleagues all around the world using this platform. And then you also have accounting and finance software, because this aids your bookkeeping. That's where you are able to monitor your profit and loss entries. So these are very good business management tools that one as a business should adopt. Over to you.
Donc, nous avons aussi à partager avec vous quelques outils de gestion d'affaires. Ce sont des outils cruciaux qui permettent d'améliorer la productivité, de pouvoir gérer vos opérations en ligne et surtout optimiser la gestion des ressources. Ça peut être des ressources internes ou des ressources externes. Et tout ça permet une meilleure efficacité et surtout améliore la croissance de votre entreprise. Quelques outils, par exemple, en termes de gestion de projet, on a Trello, Asana, Monday.com. Quelques outils de gestion de relations clients, on a Salesforce, HubSpot, Zoho. quelques outils de communication, de collaboration, Slack, Microsoft Teams, Zoom, comme ce qu'on est en train de faire maintenant. Nous sommes en fait sur Zoom et vous nous voyez sur YouTube. Ce sont des outils de communication, de collaboration. On a aussi des outils de comptabilité et finance comme QuickBooks, Zero et Freshbook. Donc, bref, tout ça sont des outils qu'il est important pour vous, d'une manière ou d'une autre, d'utiliser afin d'être sûr que vous n'êtes pas à la traîne. C'est pour ça que tout à l'heure, on vous a parlé d'entrepreneurs modernes ou bien d'entreprises modernes. Vous ne devez pas être à la traîne. Vous devez, dans le cadre de votre expérience professionnelle, avoir à côtoyer tous ces outils pour pouvoir mieux améliorer votre façon de faire les affaires. Over to you.
Thank you very much. Moving on to the next discussion. Which is content generation and research. So business are starting to integrate generative AI. What I mean by AI is artificial intelligence in their business operations. And generative AI is a type of artificial intelligence that creates new content such as text, images, or music by learning patterns from existing data. Content generation creates articles, marketing copies, and social media posts efficiently. Insight analyzes data to provide actionable insights and forecasts. Business research summarizes reports, compiles information, identifies trends. And then some of the generative AI platforms are the OpenAI GPT-4 and also Microsoft Copilot. So these are tools that, so we're now taking it, we're getting deeper into the conversation of what is the modern day business tools now. And then you have though it's still new, but it's a bit disruptive because you're able to process data faster and more efficiently. So as a business tool, this is AI has observed to be very, very efficient, and it's something that needs to be incorporated by every business organization, because businesses that want to stay ahead would need to be able to process data, and they need to be able to merge this data into a very useful information that can have positive. So the way to go, the way the world is headed, using artificial intelligence, most of the business and as mentioned there, it's going to create a lot of information for any area that is relevant to business. What's your this?
Hi, Foko, can you hear us? Okay, so I think we can move to the next slide. Foko is having network issues.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so in terms of other current business trends, rather current trends in business technology, you also have what organizations call embedded finance. Many businesses are adopting digital wallets, electronic banking, and payment systems to streamline their payments and collection and extend valuable financial services to their customers. So embedded finance has made things easier for SMEs in particular, and large corporations, to receive payments because of electronic commerce. With embedded finance, transactions can be executed easily, and then financial services that one would have to go through a rigorous process is exposed to customers in a seamless manner. That's another whole topic. Electronic commerce integration is also become very, very useful. Traditional businesses are now shifting towards social e-commerce and online channels to improve sales by making their stores available online for customer engagement. So what this is essentially saying is that businesses have woken up and they've realized that there's need for moving their business operations to the digital space or internet space, as you like. And then customers are now able to shop online and also make purchases and have those items delivered to them. And these platforms are being enhanced year on year to make it easier for consumers to interact with such websites. Data analytics and dashboard integration. Many businesses are adopting the use of data analytic tools in their daily operation to analyze the needs and wants of customers for a more focused, personalized customer experience. We talked about the use of data analytics. We talked about the fact that data will enable your business to know how well it's doing in terms of financial performance, productivity, operational performance, technology performance, administrative performance. Just analyzing data and being able to make strategic decisions that will keep your company up for the next 5-10 years. Automation, many businesses are adopting the use of automation to combine operations and increase efficiency, both on the internal and the customer-facing side. Now, what automation? One thing you should know at the back of your mind when we talk about automation is the ability to reduce the cost of any operational process involved in the business. So what are costs? Time it takes, so automation can reduce what would normally take you 5 days or 5 hours to 5 minutes. Automation would reduce what would require 5 steps to just 2 steps. Automation would help you realize a situation whereby what will require a manual process, signing or reviewing a process at the snap of a finger, an electronic assessment is done, digital execution is also done. So automation is very key to improving on productivity of any business organization. Artificial intelligence is now an essential business tool that businesses use to analyze data, identify patterns, predict outcomes, recommend actions, and drive process automation. And as I've mentioned earlier, I've mentioned some of the popular ChatGPT and many other tools, Microsoft Copilot, that is useful for in assessing AI-related services. AI, is one of the new wonders of the world. It's an exciting solution across the world of technology. And businesses do need AI to be incorporated in all of their activities so that you can monitor trends as mentioned. What do we mean by trends? Over to you. Thank you.
OK, thank you. Donc, avant cette slide, nous avons eu le slide qui parlait de la génération des contenus, thank you, de la génération des contenus qui permet de comprendre que aujourd'hui, nous avons des outils de génération de contenu comme OpenAI et ChatGPT. Et vous devez savoir que la génération de contenu, en fait, c'est la création d'articles. Et ces articles-là sont customisés en fonction de beaucoup de paramètres que vous mettez. Et surtout, ça permet de mieux atteindre vos cibles en fonction de vos prévisions. Donc, c'est des outils qui sont utilisés aujourd'hui comme Microsoft Copilot. Next, please. Donc, nous avons aussi, de nos jours, comme tendance de la technologie dans les affaires, les systèmes embarqués de finances. Donc, ce sont des systèmes qui permettent d'avoir des porte-monnaies digitaux. Ça, c'est surtout dans les banques, qui permettent d'avoir les porte-monnaies digitaux et ça facilite les opérations avec les clients. Nous avons aussi des systèmes d'intégration de e-commerce qui permettent toujours d'améliorer l'expérience client en ligne. Nous avons les systèmes d'analyse de données et d'intégration de tableaux de bord qui sont utilisés par qui sont déjà utilisés par plusieurs entreprises. Ça leur permet de faire des analyses des opérations quotidiennes et surtout de mieux comprendre ce que les clients veulent afin d'y apporter une solution. Nous avons aussi l'automatisation des opérations qui permettent là où il y avait par exemple 5 opérations, vous avez aujourd'hui des systèmes qui permettent de les réduire en 2 opérations, en une opération, ça va dépendre. Ça peut être les systèmes faciaux de reconnaissance. Et pour finir, on a aussi l'intelligence artificielle qui est toujours mis au devant et qui aujourd'hui permet de faire des merveilles. Donc, on vous les recommande parce que c'est des outils qui permettent de gérer de façon automatique et à temps réel un certain nombre d'opérations. Over to you.
All right, thank you very much. Moving on to the next discussion is just to also let you know that from our assessment through multiple tools and also current trends, we know that technology is set to significantly disrupt some industries that we have listed here in the nearest future. Healthcare. We now have robotics that are able to perform surgery on patients based on predefined configurations. Today, they are able to participate and also perform operations through robotics. We also have finance. Finance is also going to be an area that will be disrupted in terms of calculations and computations and bookkeeping. Retail e-commerce is also going to be disrupted. Transportation, you have a lot of transportation systems that do not need manual intervention, vehicles, and many more kind of transportation systems. Agriculture, through the aid of technology, we have productions that are being done without the natural fertilizers. We now have things that can help to boost growth of cash crops and many other things. Manufacturing as well is going to be disrupted again through robotics. Or in manufacturing, it was a way of having an increased employment and reduced unemployment by having people to work in warehouses. But now with the emergence of robotics, this is also going to cause a disruption. Also in real estate, in education, you don't need to be in a physical classroom to get educated. You could use educational platforms that are powered by artificial intelligence software to get yourself educated. You could even write software codes. You get software codes through AI software. So education is going to be disrupted. Energy is also going to be disrupted. Entertainment is going to be disrupted. So these are some of the industries that we've handpicked. There are many more that will be disrupted, but we can see that there's a new pattern, there's a new wave, and we see that in the nearest future, there's going to be a disruption. And disruption does not mean that human race will become irrelevant. No, it's just that the dependency on human intervention will be significantly reduced. In some cases, it will be eradicated, but in some other cases, it will be significantly reduced. So we need to get ready. We need to stay in tune with what is going on and try to acquaint ourselves. Next discussion. Over to you.
Donc, vous avez là à l'écran quelques activités et industries qui ont catégoriquement changé au vu de la technologie. On a par exemple le domaine de la santé, la finance, les ventes, le transport, l'agriculture, la transformation industrielle, les SCI, les sociétés immobilières, l'éducation, l'énergie et le divertissement. Donc, voilà autant d'activités qui aujourd'hui utilisent les intelligences artificielles, utilisent les technologies pour pouvoir améliorer les processus de fonctionnement. Thank you.
Yeah. So for future implications for institutions not embracing technology, one, reduce competitiveness, loss of market share and revenue and failure to innovate. Second, operational inefficiency, higher cost and slower operations due to manual processes. Third, poor customer engagement, decline in satisfaction and loyalty from limited digital interaction. Four, security vulnerability, increased risk of cyber attacks due to outdated security measures. And five, regulatory and talent challenges, legal penalties, loss of trust, and difficulty attracting skilled talent. These are all the, unfortunately, negative implications that would attract such businesses that have failed to stay in tune with modern trend of technology. Over to you, please.
Donc, voici quelques impacts négatifs qui peuvent arriver aux institutions si elles ne s'attachent pas les soins de la technologie. On a par exemple la réduction de la compétitivité à travers la perte de marché, l'inefficacité opérationnelle, le mauvais engagement de vos clients parce qu'ils ne sont pas satisfaits, la vulnérabilité au niveau de la sécurité à travers des cyberattaques et surtout le manque de talent et la non-optimisation des contraintes légales dans le cadre de votre business. Over to you.
All right, the next discussion. So, in all what we have been saying, somebody has to hold the mantle, somebody has to bear the responsibility. It's your job as a business leader to apply technological innovations to engage, compete, and grow. Every industry has a unique digital transformation opportunity. So business leaders, in all of this that we've been discussing, are being charged, to take a leading role in ensuring that your business organization adopts technology, leverages technology. Over to you, please.
Donc, il est important pour vous en tant que leader de vous engager dans tout ce qu'on vient d'expliquer afin de rester compétitif et surtout de faire croître votre business. Parce que chaque activité a sa façon de se transformer sur le plan numérique. Et c'est une opportunité qui vous revient de saisir. Thank you.
Thank you. And then how to leverage technology business. So we're bringing it to a close now. Your product and service optimization, your process automation, your enhanced customer engagement, utilize data analytics, expand online presence, adopt cloud computing, embrace electronic commerce, use generative artificial intelligence tools. These are some of the ways by which, because in all what we've been discussing, I know we've gone through many topics and discussions. These are some ways by which you need to know on how to leverage technology, and your business will go off the roof if you do this. Some of these things that have been listed. Over to you.
Donc, comment tirer parti de la technologie à travers l'optimisation de vos produits et services, à travers l'automatisation de vos process, l'amélioration de l'engagement de vos clients, l'utilisation de l'analyse des données, l'extension de votre présence en ligne, l'adoption de stockage en ligne à travers le cloud computing, l'utilisation de e-commerce et surtout ne pas négliger les générations de contenu avec l'intelligence artificielle. Over to you.
Yes, next discussion. Okay, so I think we've already talked about challenges and solutions, so we'll just move to the next slide. Right? Yeah, so in conclusion, some of the key takeaways, actionable insights is you start small. You don't need to jump into AI from day one if you are yet to even understand the technology space. So you start on a small scale. Begin with some small projects, in terms of upgrading your processes, moving from manual to digital. So that's how to start. Focus on data, emphasize the importance of data collection and analytics. As a business manager, data is very important. Most times it's de-emphasized by business managers, and sometimes we do wishful thinking. We want it, but don't know how to go about it. So start by having your team members collect data from time to time and process some of this data digitally. We've shown you some of the tools that can be used in doing this through ERP system, CRMs, and all these other tools. Invest in training. Obviously, this is a very good step as well. Ensure that you are trained as a business leader and your team members are equally trained so that their competence can be improved. Highlight the need for ongoing employee training to ensure smooth adoption, effective use of it. And then monitor and adapt. Advise businesses to continuously monitor the performance of this new technology and be ready to adapt as needed. So these are some of the takeaways that I will also be giving at this session in my conclusion. Over to you. Thank you.
Donc, pour finir, quelques petites astuces. Surtout, commencez très petit, mais grandir progressivement. Ne cherchez pas à vous retrouver tout de suite dans une technologie où est-ce que vous cassez la figure. Il faut y aller progressivement. La volonté compte plus que tout. Être très focalisé sur les données. Aujourd'hui, on parle plus de data. Comment collecter les données, comment les analyser, comment prendre des décisions. Investir énormément dans les formations et surtout vous adapter et suivre votre adaptation en termes d'évaluation de comment vous vous comportez vous-même. Merci. Over to you.
All right, the next slide. We'll just move on to the next slide. Systems. So essentially, earlier, just to give you a brief about RedTech. RedTech is a cutting-edge technology company that specializes in providing comprehensive and innovative solutions to individuals, businesses, and government agencies to facilitate B2B and B2C transactional services. RedTech is also a member of Hess Holding Group, and we have a global market reach due to our cloud computing services. Just some stats about us. We've been around for about 4 years as an organization. We have a total staff strength of over 30. We have a combined years of experience of over 100 years. We also have we normally process over an average of $240 million worth of transactions. We have about 12 billion average count of transactions, annual count of transactions. Some of our service offerings are into merchant payment processing, such as POS and payment, e-commerce payment gateway. We also have ATM transaction processing services mostly used by big merchants or banks, commercial banks. We also have back-end processing software. If you are in need of any software, we can provide bespoke solutions for you, customized solutions for you. We have security authentication solutions known as 3DS, three-factor authentication systems. We provide financial switching services for accounts and card-based transactions. We provide agency banking services where we talked about embedded finance, making financial services accessible by consumers without the need of going to a financial institution, particularly if you're in a rural area. We provide hardware devices, payment devices that makes payments possible, remote and can be done remotely as well. We provide mobile airtime top-up services for those that need to recharge their phones, credit on their phones, and we provide notification services, bulk SMS services for financial institutions, fintech, and other businesses. Want to do customized notifications on a monthly basis. We provide bill payment services in terms of paying for your utility bills routinely on a monthly basis. Next, over to you.
Thank you very much. Donc, un petit encas sur la présentation de RedTech. Donc, RedTech, c'est une des entreprises du groupe Holding. Et RedTech fait essentiellement dans la technologie. Donc, c'est une entreprise spécialisée dans l'accompagnement des entreprises pour des solutions individuelles, autant que des gouvernements en termes de B2B et B2C. Donc, RedTech est un membre de Holding, comme je l'ai dit, et leur marché est global. Donc, quelques chiffres. On a par exemple plus de 4 ans d'opération, environ 30 staff, donc 30 cadres, 100 ans d'expérience combinée, 240 millions de dollars en termes de transactions faites et de valeur créée, 12 milliards en termes de transactions dans tous les process. Maintenant, en termes de services, ils offrent une pléiade de services, comme par exemple les paiements marchands, les distributeurs automatiques, comment les installer, les super agences, le paiement à travers les terminaux, les, les paiements de crédit, le service de, le service de back-office, c'est-à-dire tout ce qui est process pour pouvoir avoir des logiciels, les services d'authentification à travers 3 systèmes de sécurité. On a la gestion des cartes et des comptes bancaires, le paiement des factures, les SMS, comment on appelle ça? Les SMS commerciaux. Donc voilà environ 10 services que que RedTech fait et offre au grand public. Over to you.
Thank you. And just quickly go through some of the industries that we also play in as RedTech. We play in the banking and financial sector. We play in power and energy sector. We play in the oil and gas sector. We play in retail and e-commerce, and we also play in the telecoms sector as a company. Over to you.
Donc, quelques secteurs où RedTech a déjà eu à intervenir. Il y a par exemple le secteur des banques et finances, le système de énergie, et gaz et pétrole, le commerce et le vente et détail, électricité et énergie. Donc, voilà un certain nombre d'activités avec le détail des valeurs qu'eux, ils ont eu à apporter dans les entreprises de ces secteurs-là. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So, do we have any questions so far?
Yes, we do have questions. Thank you so much for that insightful session. I'll just take some comments from the participants, then I'll head straight to the question. We have just a few questions, by the way. The first comment was from Kinney Ben. He said, "Thank you so much for this mind-opening program." Peter said, "Thank you, sir, for a powerful presentation." Michael Oluwasegun said, "Thank you, sir." Then the first question is from Vera. She said, "What advice can you give to startups with limited resources on investing in technology? Website developers are very expensive. How do we get the skills?"
All right, very good question. My response is that there are lots of large technology companies that will be willing to work with small startup companies, and you can leverage their technology team members and tools for a token, for a monthly token. As it's called hosting services. What it means is that you don't need to have your own in-house technology team because you're a startup. You don't even need to host some of your applications yourself. These technology companies are able to host for you, and you will leverage their tech team, and that way you can scale up. As your business starts growing and you need more privacy, you need more flexibility, you need fast response time, then you can then start bringing some of these operations into your business. But it's a very good question, and this is where a lot of startups make the mistake of investing in some of these solutions that are not maximized, they are underutilized. So a company such as Health Technology or RedTech can provide some of these services as a startup. Thank you.
Popo, please translate.
Donc, nous avons une première question de quelqu'un qui dit comment est-ce qu'on peut faire pour financer toutes ces technologies lorsqu'on a une start-up qui n'a véritablement pas d'argent. Donc, la réponse que Emmanuel apporte, c'est que vous devez savoir qu'il y a beaucoup d'entreprises qui ont des services destinés aux start-up. Et pour cela, vous n'avez par exemple pas besoin de rentrer dans des systèmes comme les locations de sites d'hébergement, comme les paiements de noms de domaine et tout ça. Bref, il y a des packages pour start-up que les entreprises offrent afin de pouvoir vous permettre de minimiser les coûts. Et j'ajouterais que dans le modèle économique de plusieurs entreprises, il y a justement des accès gratuits qui vous permettent déjà de développer vos plateformes, d'accéder à pas mal de plateformes. Et ils complètent en disant que l'erreur que font beaucoup de startups, c'est justement de mettre beaucoup d'argent dans cette technologie alors qu'elles ne peuvent pas optimiser l'utilisation. Donc ça, c'est un piège. Pour un début, il est toujours préférable de se rapprocher de certaines entreprises qui accompagnent les startups. Et ils proposent justement que RedTech est disponible pour accompagner les startups parce qu'ils ont des modules pour startups. Over to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Popo. So the next question is from Clinton. He's asking, what are the disadvantages and advantages of integrating digital technology into business processes?
All right, thank you for that question. I think there are more advantages than disadvantages. And the advantage, as we mentioned, is that it's cost optimization, there's optimization efficiency in terms of turnaround time, reduce number of resources required, privacy, security, scalability, reliability, durability. These are all benefits of adopting technology to business. Productivity, financial performance of the business, more interaction with your customers, understanding the behavioral patterns of the customer, their specific needs, data analytics, and many more. These are all advantages of you adopting technology, having a global reach, having more visibility across, rather than having a limited visibility. These are all benefits. Did you talk about digital marketing? You know, these are all benefits. And now, the downside of adopting technology is can only emerge in situations where you lack the required level of competence. And that's why in my closing remarks, I did mention that it will be useful for you to train yourself as a business leader in starting small, first try to acquire the right level of knowledge for each technology that you adopt, and that way you can just grow in knowledge and also train your team members as well. Don't go through these trainings and you go and prematurely adopt technology. You could have some negative impacts on your business. You could lose money, you could lose because you lose your privacy, and then it could even become more disastrous. It could become counterproductive. So I think the only downside that could emerge would be as a result of lack of adequate training for each technology that you wish to adopt. Putting it in plain sight. Imagine you adopting the use of a debit card or a credit card without understanding the need of you keeping your transaction 4-digit PIN private. If you give that out to an unauthorized user, your money will be wiped out through an ATM. So I'm using that illustration because I know we all like to keep up.
Coco, you have the floor. Okay, seems Coco has a bit of an issue. I'll take the last question. Coco,
Can I
are you ready to
translate?
speak now?
Yes.
Okay, go on.
Donc, la question était de savoir quels sont finalement les avantages à adopter toutes ces technologies. Donc, globalement, Emmanuel nous rappelle que les avantages sont énormes. Ça peut être au niveau de la sécurité, au niveau de l'augmentation de votre efficacité opérationnelle, l'amélioration de vos systèmes de communication, l'agrandissement de vos marchés, c'est-à-dire votre cible qui n'est plus uniquement locale, mais peut être mondiale. Bref, il n'y a que d'avantages. Par contre, il y a aussi des inconvénients et c'est pour ça que dans les astuces qu'on vous a données à la fin, on vous a dit par exemple que pour adopter cette technologie, commencez toujours tout petit et grandissez progressivement. À défaut, ça peut vous faire avoir de mauvaises expériences. On vous a aussi dit de former votre staff, de former votre personnel. Parce que imaginez la mauvaise utilisation d'une carte bancaire ou bien la mauvaise utilisation des codes que vous avez sur une plateforme qu'on vous a donnée. Parce que le personnel n'a pas été bien formé ou vous-même. Ça peut avoir des conséquences dommageuses pour vous. Donc, globalement, ces technologies ont beaucoup d'avantages, mais on vous recommande d'être très fin et surtout de penser à la croissance de votre entreprise. Over to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Coco. So the last question, sir, before we let you go, is from Sparkling Events Planners Limited. It says, please, how can a startup leverage and adapt to the fast-changing and evolving technology and also survive competitive advantage with existing business, looking at the cost implications?
Okay, thank you. If that's the last question, my response to that is that you need to access online journals, read up case studies, how small companies have adopted technology in a safe manner, in a scalable manner, and how they've grown over time. Case studies are usually very useful because small companies tend to give testimonials online. And so I would say you can use Google tool to just try to research on use cases of small companies adopting technology. That's one way. Another way is to go online for trainings for some of the technologies that they are not all expensive. Some of them provide hosted services, meaning that they won't give you the full suite of solution. They only give you the components that your business requires. So that would reduce the costs. Thirdly is partnership. Partner with a technology company that has adopted a large scale of some of these technology, and then they will only outsource to you the right component to our business. They have mentioned that health technology and RegTech can provide you this service as well. Over to you.
Okay, since Foko has internet issues, he has dropped off the call. So thank you so much, sir, for this session. It's been really insightful and engaging. The comments are overwhelming with thanks and gratitude for this insightful session. So for the entrepreneurs or for everyone, the 2024 participants on this call, please know that you can start integrating technology into your business little by little. You don't need to start all big. Go little by little, just as Emmanuel Ojo has educated us. So, sir, do you have any last words for us before we close the session?
Just to thank you all for giving me the opportunity of delivering this masterclass. hope to be of I hope this session will be of use to many of the SMEs that have tuned into this session. And just to thank you all for your time, and hope I've not bored you. So, merci, au revoir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. You didn't bore us at all. Thank you so much. And have a good day, everyone.